Yo, what up? It's your host, Shada and Jammy. Get ready for that fire, fam. The Shada and Jammy podcast.
What's up, everyone? Top Shotter Reloaded, aka Caleb Thompson. We are here with Jammy Jamal Anderson.
Yo, what's up?
Welcome. Thankful you could make it to this podcast.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me. It's gonna be interesting conversation for sure, man.
Oh, it will.
For sure, brother. Let's do this, man. So what is it you want to ask me, bro? Like, I'm interested.
We have a lot of questions. It's some of them about Ali, but some of them about like personal stuff and like rapping questions and stuff.
For sure, dude. Let's do this, man. I'm down. Hit me with whatever, man.
Alright, we're gonna go in order in line here. So, to ask, what kind of a kid were you growing up?
Kind of a kid was I when I was growing up, man. I can't lie. Probably quite a quiet guy, man. I can't lie. I mean, I had my friendship groups and stuff, but you know, I was kind of grateful for the people I had around me at the time, man. You know, like they were chill guys. But I wasn't a big character. I have to say, I was a pretty quiet, reserved guy. I liked spending time with my friends, but I think I also like spending a lot of time on my own, man. You know, I always had my hustles, always had things going, work and stuff. So yeah, I mean, like I always had a pretty good group, but I've always been a pretty independent person too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Exactly.
For sure.
Alright. Was music always around you growing up to even now?
I mean, that's a good question, bro. I mean, music wasn't always around me. I'd say, yeah, I've always loved music. And I think my choice in raps reflects the music I like. I mean, rap for me belongs in my heart at like, you know, we're talking 80s, 90s, 2000s rap, where, you know, you've got for me, the godfather of rap, Eazy-E, born, you know, sort of like birthed rap for me. I mean, he was a big one for me, but we got the, you know, Tupac, you know, Biggie, people that I look up to massively. As you would know, Ice Cube, massive fan of Ice Cube.
50 Cent.
And 50 Cent is obviously up there as one of my favorites, man. Obviously, that's why I reflect a lot of his music, because I like his gangster hip hop approach to music and, you know, those kinds of styles, man. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up around rap. Rap is very personal to me. And I think it's the soul of music that I really enjoy. You know what I mean? And I feel like I go hand in hand with a lot of brothers that I have around here that are kind of similar. You know what I mean? They all like this kind of music too. And I think it's a big thing in my culture, man. I mean, when I grew up, everybody had a division. And I mean, I've heard you speak about this before. I mean, obviously you got, you know, the Crips and Bloods, man, you know, like the division of kind of like sides that has always been. And I mean, that was very big for me growing up because I had a lot of pals and acquaintances that would pick divisional sides and obviously be a big part of that culture. You know what I mean? But, you know, for me, music is music to be enjoyed and to be testified as something that is universally enjoyable. You know what I mean? I mean, I've always enjoyed 50 Cent. I've always enjoyed, you know, music that makes you feel, I don't know, the best word is gangster, man. You know what I mean? But I ain't about that gangster life. I just like that kind of hip hop, cool ass music. And that has always been me.
Right. So when you were releasing music, what was the first song, or technically rap, that made you feel something real, if there was?
The first song that I wrote?
Yeah, like that actually made you feel something, like real.
The first rap that I wrote is a rap that, I mean, nobody of your audience would know because, I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but I do have this love for writing my own music. But This song that really resonates with me is a song called My Life. And it was written by me, and I had producers help me make it. And it's a big cover of, my life. Essentially, I rap about what has happened throughout my life, going from a young age, growing up and, with family, of things that I feel are real personal to me, which is why I felt that song. You know what I mean? And I still feel it now when I listen to it, not because of the delivery or the song production or anything like that, because those lyrics mean personal shit to me, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely,
guessing
man.
when
I'd
you
like to
were,
ask you that same question, bro, if you don't mind me. I know you asking questions, but is there a song that really resonates to you that you've written?
yes, it was the Fallen Soldier rap from my brother who served in the army, and he got shot just
Oh, for sure, man.
2 months ago. I made it in memory of him, and I do need to make a new one on this channel, but that was one of my favorite ones that really took me in tears.
Absolutely, man. And you can probably relate to a certain point where when it's not about smoke and mirrors or rapping about things objectively or people objectively, and you're rapping about your personal life, whether it's an event or whether it's just your personal life, I feel like that's a different kind of song when it's been made. You know what I mean? When it's finally been produced. I think if you're a little bit like me, you hear past the music, you hear past like the song and the rap and the gangster shit, and all you hear is your soul speaking in that shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's your soul talking, your heart talking in that song, and that is why I think it's such a categorically interesting thing for rappers to explore, and I think people should do it more often. I think a lot of big-time rappers are scared to do it because it shows a sense of vulnerability, but I don't think that's a bad thing. You know what I mean? I think it's good to express how you feel, and I think it's a strong thing to do that in the sense of doing it through music. You know what I mean? Doing it through something that you're passionate about and something you enjoy, whether it's something that you struggle with, whether it's something you've enjoyed in life. Why not embrace that through music?
Right, exactly.
And I think universally you see it in different things. It's like for me and you, with a passion in music, with a passion in rap, we express how we feel about certain songs or certain feelings that we have or certain people through the music because that's our passion. But you see it in everything. People that enjoy sport, might, people that maybe do boxing or, soccer, stuff like that. And when they do that shit, they climb the ranks. And sometimes they've had some real hard life, hardship life at the beginning, living in slums, living in, a broke atmosphere, living with difficult people or hard times, and how they've evolved into being this grand figure of success, and they do it through the passion that they love. And I think that's an important thing.
Right. Yeah, totally. So did you ever have like a setup like even now? And if so, like what was your very first setup like? Like just PC, computer, what is it?
Damn, my first ever setup, if we're talking like music-wise, when I was a lot younger, because we're going back when I was, oh God, man, like probably 11 or 12 years old. I've always had a passion for music, and I was probably writing, if we're talking my first ever setup, music on my phone, you know what I mean? I was sat there typing out lyrics and things like that, and, rapping over royalty-free music, rapping over things like that, and expressing how I feel through words at a very young age. My setup now, for sure, I use a PC, I use mixers, I have a keyboard that I transmit MIDIs to my PC to create beats and stuff like that. And it just makes the production of music so much easier. So, I learned how to play the piano from the age of about 10. And I did that through school, and I did that independently. and translating the MIDI to like actual sound on this PC just like expanded my capability in making songs and, really reliving the beats that I really love, things like 50 Cent and stuff like that. I was able to pick out my favorite beats. And the best bit about doing it with MIDI is you can work out, because the beautiful thing about a keyboard is you can change all the different sounds in it. You can go from grand piano to violin to synth to all this stuff. But the best bit is when you put it through a processor, when all your sounds, all your music, and you really start to edit that sound, you make it sound pristine, studio ready. And it's just so exciting, but it's been great because the more I've learned over the years, obviously when I was 12, I was doing this shit on my phone and I was just stealing beats. Then when you progressively over time, just do it more and more, and you learn things from people, you meet people who help you, and then you come across other people who produce music and help you produce your own music. You do collabs, you do all this shit, and you learn so much. And I think that's the beauty of music, is it's a massive learning curve. Nobody starts out in music being the best rapper, best musician, but you can take a really good musician and they can only get better. And that's the thing. Nobody starts off being the best. It's all a learning curve. And that's the best bit about it. My setup has developed over the years, I think based off of not even me, I think the people around me who I consider my teachers, man. You know what I mean? The people who have been teaching me and transferring their grand amount of knowledge to me and helping me produce music at now what I'd consider a high quality.
Yeah. Alright, do you believe in inspiration or discipline more?
I think it takes both, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't know what your opinion is on this, but I would say discipline gets you rewards because I think you've got to be disciplined in what you love to achieve. But I think it takes an inspiration being the seed planted, you know what I mean? Like, you can
exactly.
have a love for music if you're not inspired by music. And that is about planting the seed. But you cannot be a big music artist if you're not disciplined to be a big music artist. If I said I was inspired by 50 Cent, and then I tried to make some songs that sounded like 50 Cent, but then I gave up, then I'm never gonna be a big music artist. Unless I'm the luckiest person in the world. But then, if I'm consistent in anything I do in life, but I'm not inspired to do music, then I'm never gonna be a music creator. You know what I mean? So I think it's a perfect divide of both. I think you've gotta be more disciplined than inspired, but I think you've gotta have inspiration to plant the seed. And I think you've still gotta be inspired right the way through your music life to keep progressing and making songs, because if you lose that interest, then it shows in your song.
Right. Okay, so how do you get out of a creative block?
How do I get out of a creative block? Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so like basically how you get say writer's block, like you don't really know what to write about. Same thing for rapping, like whenever you get stuck in your head, like what do you do to resolve it? Like how do you get out of a writer's block like that?
I think I have this beautiful joy when it comes to writing music that, because I love rap so much, I'm almost thinking of, it sounds stupid, but rhymes all the time. You know what I mean? You can sometimes just be walking down the street and I don't know, I don't know if it's just the way my brain works, but, I can look at a tree and then I'll be thinking tree, me, seat, key, and all this stuff. I don't know why, but this is what goes through my head. But I think the biggest thing that helps me get past the writer's block is being able to sit down with other people, whether they are production related or if they're just friend related. And I think the biggest thing that helps my writer's block is, sitting there, writing things down myself or sitting down with other people and sharing ideas. I mean, because I think the more heads that are together, talking about ideas and just transferring information and knowledge, I mean, you can create masterpieces. You know what I mean? It's an interesting thing. Nobody built a rocket on their own, you know what I mean? It was a big collaborative effort. And then, the people that built the rocket, those people didn't go to the moon, you know what I mean? It's an interesting thing. And I think that's where I am with music. I think, you know so much, and then you reach out to other people, you learn more, and then you have got double the knowledge that you had. And then the more ideas and things you share with people, and you learn loads of things about rap too. I mean, about its culture, about how people rap. I mean, some people enunciate things differently to make things rap and sound better. I mean, it's a massive learning curve. And I think that's how I overcome a block, is by talking and communicating with people who can help me directly create music.
Okay, so I think I basically know this answer because of earlier. What makes a Jamie Jamal beat recognizable?
What makes me recognizable? I mean, I think the thing is at the moment, I'm finding my feet. You know what I mean? Jammy Jamal beats is something that I personally do on the side for fun, similarly to my Jammy Reacts channel, because I was covering content that was relative to beef between you and Ali. So it kind of like, I don't know, in that sense, Jammy Jamal beats isn't something I'm trying to put out there as such. It's kind of something that I do because of my fascination of your guys' beef, my fascination of 50 Cent's music, and my fascination of diss track era music, talking about Biggie and Tupac in particular, who created a fantastic division of two coasts and a division of beat. And I think that's what is almost encapsulated with your beef with Ali, where instead of coasts, you've got America versus the UK. You've got two different motherfucking countries going at each other, which is incredible, you know what I mean? And I think that's what I think inspires the Jammy Jamil Beats channel for sure, is the idea of the heat around it and just being able to break into this kind of heat as well just makes the whole thing interesting.
Right. So what is something producers get wrong today?
Something that producers get wrong today. I think something that producers get wrong today, and I see it a lot, is producers making music primarily for money. I mean, for me personally, money or earning money for music is a massive bonus of doing your passion, because I think this is the thing, is you're only gonna earn money if you are successful. And it doesn't matter how successful you are, but I think earning money is a natural thing. And I think a lot of artists these days will primarily go in with their motive of just earning money, but undermining the fact that the biggest reason people should be making music is for the love and inspiration of making music. It isn't about clout. It's not about views. It's not about money. It's not about fame. It's not about any of that. What it should be about is it's about, I love music, and I always have loved music. So if I make a rap and it gets free views, I don't give a shit, because I love music and I care about this song. And I don't give a shit if the nation doesn't give a fuck about this song. I care about it, so I should be making this song. And if I earn off it, then great. What an absolute privilege, and what a great thing that has achieved. But if I don't, then I don't care, because where I am is music is about the soul, and you're rapping about things that you care about, whether it's people you dissing, whether it's people you missing, or whether it's places you want to be, whether it's your personal life, whether it's anything. I think the beauty of music is it's your creation and it's your baby. And you look after that baby, and the only person that baby matters to is me, because I created it. That's why I don't give a fuck if I upload a music video that I've put 2 to 3 hours into or more, and it doesn't do well. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Because it's my creation, and I think it's good, and I like it. And I think that's where a lot of creations and content creators go wrong these days, is they gotta be the best. They gotta be at the top. I gotta earn this money, and I gotta be this motherfucking clout chaser. But who the fuck cares at the end of the day if you are doing what you enjoy, whether it's a hobby or a job? You should be enjoying it. And that's my thing.
Exactly. That's how it should be. Exactly. You're totally right on that.
Exactly, man.
So, like, are you actually turning this into like a career of yours, like this Jammy Jamal channel? Are you gonna make this into like a full-time like rap channel, react channel, anything?
I mean, the thing is for me, it's not gonna go full-time with Jammy Jamil Beats, because, I mean, at the moment, Jammy Jamil Beats is simply a hobby that I enjoy doing. And I think it's just good to engage a hobby and not take it too seriously, you know? I don't have the time on top of my work life right now to be doing, you know, full-time. I want to upload this, and this, and, you know, have too many channels, too many videos going out. I just, you know, I wish I had that time, but I don't have that time right now. In terms of music going full-time outside of Jammy Jamil Beats, it could go full-time because I've got a couple of people speaking to me at the minute that are edging me in the right direction to start releasing music that could earn, you know, a low kind of profit off of. But that isn't on Jammy Jamil. That's on other sources of my social medias that I'm approaching at the moment, which I can't talk too much about because obviously it's kind of in process of taking off. And when it's official, I can concretely say to everybody, go check that shit out. But at the moment, it's kind of like still taking off. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. What is the biggest mistake producers make financially?
Financially, the biggest mistake, I would say, financially, one of the biggest mistakes a lot of producers make is putting too much money into things like music videos, stuff like that. Because I think your passion is for music, and I see it a lot these days where artists are actually banging out a bang average music video. Sorry, not a music video, a bang average song, but they've got a really good music video. And because they spent all this money on this music video, it kind of makes their song in the subcategory of, okay, it was all right. But, you know, at the end of the day, you're uploading music. So you need to be more focused on your song than your fucking music video. And if you're trying to focus too much on your music video and paying too much money on your music video to really compensate for how shit the song is, then I don't think you should be in the music industry. Or you should be focusing on how I make my song better. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah, I do.
I think people are going like VFX and all this like extra shit for music videos and trying to get all these different features and stuff. And, you know, don't get me wrong, the production side of the music video is fucking awesome at the end, but you think so many rappers that can't rap these days and are making these horrible sounding fucking auto-tuned, shitty, squealy rap fucking crap. And the music video is good though. Oh, but the music video is good though. Who gives a shit about the music video if you can't rap, man? You know what I mean? Like, you're making a really good music video as a compensation for the fact that your song is garbage. So realistically, if the music video wasn't so good, no one's listening to this garbage. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, That's where I am. Like, if you give so much of a shit about music and you're not chasing money and you're not chasing clout, then fuck the music video if you can't, like, rap, you know what I mean? Like, focus on your song and your love for the song. Like, lead that shit, you know what I mean?
Right. Should producers sell beats cheap starting out?
I think, yeah. Because I think when you've got producers, and I think it depends on the producer, it depends on the contract, depends on the situation. But I think if you're producing music, I mean, it depends on your grade as well as a producer. I mean, how well known you are and all this sort of stuff. You know, if you fucking Dr. Motherfucking Dre, I get it. But if you is just starting out, you make decent beats and stuff like that, I don't think you should be charging clients all that for your music. Because I think the thing is it's kind of like, you know, that takes away again from what we were saying earlier about the passion for music, the passion for creation of music, the passion for constructing, you know what I mean? And there's real niggas out there that will do shit for other people. And that's what I appreciate about some people. You know, it's like, I mean, say what you want about Vexo. I mean, Vexo, he can, you know, I know he jumps between sides, but he is actually a very, very big producer of music. And he won't tell me who or what, but he has shown me the numbers and the figures he gets. And Vexo he's a big guy. Is all I'm going to say. But he produces music that pretty much good half at least of people in this saga, he makes beats for them for free. And he sends them beats. And if he doesn't like a beat that he's made, he says, if you like this beat, you can fucking use it. And he's the type of guy you could message and be like, Vexo, I want to look into doing some 50 Cent. And he'd be like, motherfucker, I'll get on this right now and I'll have a look at this for you. And he's such a genuinely fucking awesome guy. And I think that's the kind of person that people should be looking at. He's big. He's apparently huge. And he's shown me his numbers. He's shown me that bank digit. He making the money, man. He's a big, big guy, but he's made a Vexo channel just to basically get involved in all this for fun because of his love for music. But he helps us all out. He sends free beats. He sends all that shit. And he does it for free. And he can really produce and write music. And that, for me, is where it should be. When you've got somebody who's an established music beat writer, I don't think people should be charging outright straight away. I think some people should remember where they started, go back to their roots. They should be like, look, you know, I should be looking at producing music and making revenue other ways. If I was a lover of music, and this is what major producers do, they make money off of motherfucking revenue, right? They take a percentile cut off of what the songwriter makes. So that's what genuine producers do, and I respect that because they gotta earn a living, but they've gotta still produce music for the love of writing music. So people that are big, you know, like your big rappers, your big time rappers, say like Eminem, right? People that help Eminem produce his fucking beat, then you gotta think them for a second that person is making music because, you know, he's enjoying writing music, but he could take a revenue cut because Eminem's shit's gonna get streamed. His shit's gonna go all over fucking YouTube, all over Spotify, all over SoundCloud. It's gonna get ad revenue, it's gonna get sponsor revenue, and all that money then comes back to the fucking producer in a percentile cut of 10 to 20% or whatever he signs a contract on. And that, for me, is where it should be. People should be producing music for the love of it and taking the revenue from its success, not charging people for music that isn't even going to do numbers like that. That is fucking scamming and disingenuous, and I think those people are scumbags.
Exactly. Yeah. So, how important is networking in 2026?
Networking is very important because I think when it comes to the music industry, it's one of the most competitive industries on the planet. And I think networking with different people is so important. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And you was never gonna make it in this world if you haven't got big people that will help you and support you around you. You can come up as an individual supporter, or you can go on your own and try and cruise through shit, but you can't take it to the level above that without having somebody else who's already made it. You know what I mean? The raise to fame comes with people supporting you because it's the most competitive industry in the world. You gotta know big people to help you get big. You gotta be a big person to have big people around you. And you gotta let it go of some of the fools that hold you back. You can only take off and elevate if you had the right people around you who will do that with you. You know what I mean? And I think those people are hard to come across but people that spot genuine talent, if you put yourself out there, that's the first step. You got to put yourself out there. You got to be consistent. You got to be consistently making music, consistently writing music, consistently making songs for your love of songs. And then somebody who is big will see your genuine talent and go, you know what? I will sign you as a label, or I will have you have my beats or some shit, or I will help you produce music at a high level. And then it's about networking. 2026, it's competitive. We have people making music. We have AI, fucking people like writing music with fucking AI now with beats. It's shitty. You know what I mean? I think people need to be careful where they're going with everything. People need to be trying to look at a way to elevate, their music while also getting support from people that see genuine talent.
Have you ever turned down money for principle?
Elaborate in what kind of sense?
Like, have you ever turned down any money, from music or anything in life? Turned down any money of any sort?
Yes. And I'm going to masses of detail, but for me again, the whole love of rap is not about the money. Making money is a bonus, but I want to make money off of raps that I enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, if some motherfucker come over and said, I'll give you $200, but you got to rap about Hitler, I'm going to say, fuck no. You know what I mean? Like, that's just common sense. And I think that's the thing, is you got to love what you're rapping about. And if people are going to pay you through revenue, through ads, through sponsorship, through even direct payment, then that is fair enough. And that is a bonus. I don't look for that. I write music because I love music. And that's where I want to be with it.
Right. What separates producers who make it from those who just quit?
It's a good question, and I think a lot of it is lack of self-belief and lack of genuine interest and lack of discipline. Because I think people who quit don't have a genuine interest in music. Because I think if you look at this as a thing like we've said already, music should be a passion. And if you love music, then you should be doing it anyway. Fuck it. If you love music so much, you should be doing it for free. And that is my opinion. I think if you love music so much, you'd be doing what me, Vexo, and all these other dudes are doing. Vexo makes revenue from his music, but everything involving the You and Ali drama, he does for free. Because it's his passion. He loves music. Yeah. And I love music. Yeah. And people that are genuine artists don't look at the value side of things. And that's where people drop off of music. People that are a producer of music or videos or anything, whatever it is, people drop off because they're so focused on the numbers, the fame, the views, the money, the revenue. When you think really the whole reason you started your music career or your YouTube channel or your SoundCloud career or whatever it is you do is because you love music. So why give up on that passion chasing numbers, chasing the value of digital fraudulence online? Because when you look at your motherfucker, if you look at your channel and you go, oh, only got 12 views. Who gives a shit? It's a number. You know what I mean? And that number means nothing because you made something you genuinely care about. And that is all that matters. You know what I mean? I don't care if I make a song and it's got no views. I love music. And that song, whether it's to do with whatever, means something to me because I wrote it and I like it. And frankly, people have hit and miss tastes about music anyway. The perfect division of people that love music, hate different music, and love different music. I don't give a shit. You know, I like that music. I wrote it. You know what I mean? And that's all that matters. And I think that's the people that fail. The people that always compare themselves to other people and always chase these fucking fake numbers, money, like the fake digits online, the subscribers, whatever it is they're chasing. What they should say and what they should do is take a hard look at themselves in the mirror and go, why did I start this channel? Because I fucking love music. And I love music so much, I do that motherfucker for free. And those people are successful because they ain't chasing fame, they ain't chasing things. And I think that's where it gets controversial with production labels because some people, and I know a couple of people personally who have got themselves a producer and they are signing onto a label and they've got to produce records. But then they've realized now they got to produce music at a cost and things like that. When you should be thinking, I love music. And the reason I love music is the same reason I started this channel. So I'm going to detach myself from anything big right now if I'm not in a financial position to do it. And I should be doing it for free and I should be loving it. And the only way I should be chasing money or chasing digits is when I blow up and I get famous. And the only way you can do that is by being like famous and genuine in your approach to shit. You know what I mean? You're gonna pop off, keep making music, and eventually someone will see you. And that someone genuine will help you get bigger. But there's so many fraudulent like labels these days trying to produce shit and trying to get you to pay for beats and stuff like that, that you yourself as an upcoming writer, you go broke because you're not constantly pumping out music. People back in the day had it easier than us in 2026 because they would turn up to rap battles and get famous and build a crowd and stuff like that. You gotta do it all digital nowadays. And I think the only way you do that is by hopping on YouTube, doing shit for free. And those are the people that are successful. People that are uploading music all the time, rapping about things they care about, rapping about topics people care about, rapping, listen to their audience, they gain an audience, and then they get bigger. But if you're not rapping consistently or making music consistently, you're gonna fail because all you're doing is clout chasing, money chasing, and being disingenuous to your faith in loving music. And that's where I think real producers are separated by fraudulent ones.
Right, and you would never think about quitting.
Hell no, because I think this isn't like a job or a role for me. This is something I enjoy. I would never quit music because this is my hobby. This is my passion. I'm not tied down to any record labels. I ain't tied down to anybody who's charging me to make music. I can sit there, produce my own music. I mean, shit, when I was 12, I had my own channel. I deleted it, but I was doing shit on royalty-free beats because why the fuck not? It's free music that people are producing for you to make rap, and then you make that rap, you post it, and then people will eventually see you. And that's what I kept doing. I kept on doing that. I deleted that channel because I was way too young, and a lot of the raps I had were mega cringy. I can't even lie, but as you grow and you develop, you learn more. I've met some great people who don't tie me down to beat connections or charge me for beats or anything like that. And then I do a combination now. I produce some of my own music. Some people help me produce music for free. And then some people also just provide me with royalty-free music that they think they should do. And I just rap because I love rapping. I sit there in an evening, I think of a song, I think of a topic, I evaluate ideas, I create this perfect song in my head, and then I go and rap that shit. And then I post it, and if it gets views, then great. If it doesn't, I'll give a shit because that's my song, and I will keep going until I'm noticed. And that's what I think is the biggest division between real producers of music and frauds, because if you love music, you keep making it, and then someone big will see you. If you tie yourself to someone who's charging you to make music and you fucking slack it back or whatever, you're never gonna make it in the music industry because you're not putting yourself out there. And it's kind of like that's the biggest division, you know? Vexo is huge, and I can't reveal too much more than that, but he's huge, and he does shit, even though he's huge, for other people for free, because he's a real, genuine, out-thinking guy. He's a nice guy. And I think that, for me, is an interesting thing. When some people who aren't as globally recognizable are charging people for music or beats or anything like that, that, for me, is where it's a little bit governmentally topical, because I think, you know, no one is ever going to be able to reach the heights of the stars if they're being anchored down by costs and funds. And I think the only people that are successful are people who love music. And that's the difference between two sets of producers.
Right. Like with me, like when you said about passion of rapping and you never quit, I'm thinking about making like a free rapping channel again. Like, so I'm gonna have two rapping channels, one that's paid for and one that's actually free.
You absolutely should, man. And I think that kind of is a really good thing. Actually, you mentioned that, because that ties back to kind of what I was saying, you know? If you love music, you need to be doing it because you love it, not because people are giving you $200 for a track or whatever. That there is a bonus, you know what I mean? If you get that, that's a bonus and that's appreciative. But you should be making music because you fucking love music, you know what I mean? I mean, that's how I found your Ghost King channel, because you love music. And I think that's the way that you should continue, man, is detach from earning money. It's going to be a bonus. And one day you're going to earn loads of money. You know what I mean? If you stay consistent. And I think I can see that because of your dedication, man. Don't be worrying about money now, because in the future, it's going to be raining on you with just money, bro, because you are a dedicated fucking young upcoming artist. And I think you will establish yourself as somebody big if you stay dedicated in the game.
Right. Because I mean, I would never quit music. Like, yes, I paid $20 for a track, but I haven't been able to because I've been running low on money. So I'm thinking of just doing it all for free again. Obviously, I'll keep the top shot.
For me personally, I'd say that's such a good thing. What I would do personally, and you don't have to listen to me, is obviously with your production label, I would be looking at your production label and I'd be saying, look, you know, does it get me views? Yeah. Does it get me likes? Yeah. But you've got to ask yourself an important question, Caleb. And what does mean more to you in the grand scheme of things? Does it mean more to you that you can rap whenever you like about things that you feel personal about because music is your passion? Or do you give a shit about a 35K video? Because if it was me personally, I'd be thinking, I want to make music because I love music. You know what I mean? And I don't give a shit if it gets 2 views.
Right, like first I started on a SoundCloud. I used to be a SoundCloud rapper. Then I was doing Spotify, YouTube, all of it. And then it's like, so I was like, okay, I'll do it for free. Start doing that. Upload on Spotify twice. Or once, can't remember. And it's like, I've just been thinking, it's like, since I can't upload any music at the moment from my main rapping channel that just hit over 5,000 subscribers and still going up every single day, I may as well start another channel and do it that way again.
Exactly.
So that I can upplug and I can do more. I think
that's and that's something you got to think about. I mean, for me, Caleb, you don't even have to do it on a new channel if you don't want to. What I would do is, I mean, even because Top Shotter is unique and it's your identity. You know what I mean? And I think what makes it so unique is, you know, the Top Shotter label is yours personally. And what I think you should think about above anything is, you know, with your production team, you got to look at the pros and cons, because I think your production team are charging you $200 a beat, which is what you're claiming you don't have money for right now. So inadvertently, when it comes to making music, they're holding you back at the moment. And I mean, for me personally, if you made another channel where I know perhaps you would mention it in your Top Shotter channel or whatever, but if you made another channel, I mean, your Top Shotter channel's got all the subs on it right now. And YouTube algorithm works weirdly. You know what I mean? Like some videos will find an audience of tens to thousands, and then your next video could have 12. That's just literally how YouTube works because of its algorithm. So what I would do if I were you is just look at it and go, I don't give a fuck about views. I don't give a fuck about likes. I don't give a fuck about subs. I'm doing this because I love music and I don't need to make a new channel to prove that. I can stick on Top Shotter. So what if I get 12 views next video? So what if I get 20,000 next video? I'm making this because I love music. And I think you can look at it as a thing of, you know, maybe it's a division to like the ones that blow up and get you like 35K views or whatever. You can say, somebody's paid money, you know, for this track to be made. And then you can talk to your production team, but you can speak to your production team about not having them on full time because, you know, you are a music artist at the end of the day. You want to make music. You don't want to make a whole new identity just to make music. Stick on Top Shotter. And if people pay for raps, then those are probably going to be the ones that blow up. But who cares if they get 10 to 12 views on a rap that you care about? Nobody cares, you know? The only person that cares is you. So at the end of the day, you just gotta make music that you care about, you know what I mean? And the ones that you want produced, go to the producer. But you can talk to your producer and say, I don't want you on full time, bro, because the money bit is not cutting it for me. I wanna make music because I like music. And I wanna make music because I'm proud of making music and I got a passion for music. And then when you make your tracks, you can put them up on Top Shotter, and then the ones that blow up, you can just talk to your producer about. You know what I mean? That's the fine art of it.
Well, what I was thinking, because I do want to keep my music career separated, like from stuff I've been on tours with and the stuff I'm not going on tours with. Also, like this rap channel that I have that has over 5K, I'm like, I kind of want this to be kind of better. So what I already have 4 YouTube channels already, so I don't mind making any more. Because going out, I've already made 4 channels, so I don't ever care about it.
But I mean, like at the end of the day, it's up to you because then what you're gonna have, in my opinion, is 2 different music personalities, and I know that's not a bad thing. But I know you talk about getting famous on your Top Shotter channel, but the only way you get famous is by producing more music. I mean, people get famous because they make music all the time, and then eventually they're seen by bigger people, the sharks of the music world, and then they help you produce big music and be a shark too, you know what I mean? And I think your Top Shotter channel's already big. It's only going to get bigger if you keep uploading music.
Well, it's been, like Ali's been saying I've been buying subs, I buy views. Like, that is not true because, I mean, what YouTube has done in the past, like, for one old channel that you've never known about, I was a bigger rapper, more than 10K subs. I was pulling millions of views. And, so this was years ago.
But if you think about it, like Ali, so like Ali's accusing you, right? Of buying subs and buying views and shit like that. Now, wouldn't you be proving Ali wrong if you uploaded videos on your Top Shotter channel and say they just, you know, they got it maybe 100 views or 200 views? Because if you consistently do videos on Top Shotter that are getting 35K to 20K views, but people are paying for them, his leading defensive argument is going to be Top Shotter is using the money that people are paying for to buy subscribers and views for that video just to fraudulate the process. If you uploaded music on Top Shotter and it only got a couple views, but then another video got like 20 to 30K, then his argument would suck because, you know, you're not buying views all the time, you know what I mean? But I think it looks worse on you if you make another channel where you're getting like no views, then just stick with the one that you got. And then the odd video blows up like all of the YouTube algorithm. If you got 5 or 6 videos going up on Top Shotter every time somebody buys a track and they've all got 35K views, Ali will keep saying that shit. When you can prove him wrong by uploading music for the love of uploading music, as if it gets like 50 views, 100 views, who cares? Nobody cares. And then another one might just blow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be talking with my sisters on that also, because I mean, they are a big support in my life and everything. So I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to do a poll. I'm going to do a poll on my rapping channel. So I'm going to be doing polls and ask my sisters and cousins what they think. But I mean, if worst comes to worst,
yeah,
You already know I'll make a new one anyways, because I mean, I already have 4 channels out already. I don't mind making even more.
For
I'm
sure.
just super busy in life. So.
And yeah, just let me know
But
what
if
you do, man. But I think the best thing you can do is, there's 3 big reasons for me. Reason number 1, if you want to prove Ali wrong, then you're actually going to upload videos on your Top Shotter channel, and you're going to be brave enough to upload videos on your Top Shotter channel that you know aren't all about views and stuff. And then he'll have no argument because he can say, oh, you buy views if all of your videos on Top Shotter have like 20K plus. In his eyes, that's suspicious. And that's because he doesn't understand the situation. But if you can upload a couple of music videos and it doesn't matter how many views they get, then he's got no argument, because you can be like, I didn't. My first 2 videos blew up. I've uploaded 5 videos now that have got pretty decent views, but it's average. So you can shut your bitch ass up. You know what I mean? There's no argument for that. Secondly, I think you only get bigger in music by being consistent. And if you keep uploading music on your Top Shotter channel for the love of making music, your channel is going to get bigger. And you want Top Shotter to be your main label, your main focus, and the main thing that blows up in music. You gotta be thinking, okay, how do I pump some energy into Top Shotter? Oh, I know. I love music. I love making music and producing music. So I'm gonna write loads of music, and it doesn't matter how many views it gets. One video might get 35K views because my fans are popping up. One of them might get 5 views. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care, because I'm making music that I love. And then if I keep doing it, then one day someone huge is gonna see me, a big shark, and they're gonna be like, Top Shotter, I need to speak to you. Let's produce music, or let me help you in your used music label and your record label, and they will help you. You know what I mean? And that, for me, is where you gotta be thinking, if I just keep uploading music, if I make a new channel, I got a new identity, and it doesn't really make too much sense, apart from the fact that you're just doing it because of the love, but you're gonna make your Top Shotter channel bigger because you're proving Ali the fucking dickhead wrong in that sense. And then you're going to be doing all the rest of the stuff where you're just promoting your music and your channel. You know what I mean? And that, for me, is what you got to be looking at if you want to be successful.
Right, exactly.
So, I mean, for me, put it up to your fans, talk to your sisters about it, do a poll or whatever. But I think you should seriously think about maybe making the contract with your producers part-time, for people that pay for tracks, and doing it on Top Shotter, because Top Shotter is your music identity. This is the thing you want to blow up, and you're only going to get big if you keep posting music, making albums, making diss tracks, making music that you care about, making music that's personal to you, making music about your personal life, making gangster shit, whatever it is you want to create. That's what you gotta be thinking. Okay, let's bust out a hell of a lot of music videos. It's like Notorious, you know? He's making music now. He's got an album. He's about to finish up on his first album, I think. I saw his album called West Coast Rain or some shit. It's pretty good. I'm liking it. It's got a mix in there. It's got 2 or 3 diss tracks, but the rest of it is stuff about his life, his childhood, gangster shit, maybe gangster experiences he's had, like hood experiences. It's all really fucking cool, and I like that shit, and I respect him as a music artist. You know, some of the things he says controversial, but then that's the same as everybody involved in this diss track drama. But I think the only way you're gonna be big is if you're doing like what Notorious is doing, making music for free. Doesn't matter if it gets a couple of views, bumping out albums, because eventually somebody big, if they see you're consistent, will pick you up and will want to do music with you, will help you and support you with your music, or will help you in some kind of production label get big. And I think that's the key. If you want Top Shotter to be the big name, then that's where you gotta be consistent. At being Top Shotter, doesn't matter if you got 35K in one video and 5 views in the next, because you're making music you care about. And you will only land as a major music artist if you do that. You know what I mean? I know you already got production around you, but you will get bigger if you do that.
Let's see here. What makes an artist difficult?
An artist difficult in terms of, I mean, if you were to give me context in terms of what, like to talk to, or
Anything really?
what makes an artist difficult? I mean, if you're talking about what makes it difficult to be like an artist, then I feel like it's just getting out there. If you're talking about in terms of like other people being difficult, I think ego has a big thing to do with it because everybody writes their own music, has different tastes of music. Everybody had to find their feet basically on their own at the beginning, so it's hard to reach out to other people as being a big music artist and supporting other artists. As much as I encourage it, because that's how you help other people find their feet. But I think with music and fame and clout comes a lot of ego, and people are very reluctant sometimes to support other artists because they forget their roots, they forget where they come from. And they should be thinking, you know what, once upon a time I was struggling, and I should be thinking about those people that were in my position and being supportive. You know what I mean?
What's the weirdest request you've gotten? If you've even gotten any requests.
Weirdest like request for a song?
Yeah. Or like anything really. Like I guess for like rap or a song. If you've gotten any.
Weirdest request I've had for the song. I feel like, in all honesty, probably one of the weirdest to me would definitely be this series, because I think like, obviously I know I put my foot in this series first by like doing tier list videos and stuff, but I never anticipated on making a rap. And the person that was trying to get me to do it was Vexo. He was saying like, because we were just talking behind the scene, and he was saying about how like his interest in music, and he was telling me about himself and being obviously a big production artist. And I was just saying like, I've always loved music, and I'd mentioned producing music. And then he said, oh wait, you make music? And I said, yeah, like I make music. And then I let him listen to some of my shit on like SoundCloud and stuff like that, and just shit I had on my phone. And he said, bro, I will help you produce music, and I want you to get involved in this series. And I said, really? Like, it just seems a bit strange. Like, obviously, like, I get it, because obviously I've been watching the series. I found it mad entertaining, but you want me to come in and just like, and he was like, yeah. And that was the request. And I'm thinking, at the time, it was hella weird because of like, it was just like this small kind of corner of YouTube, corner of the internet with you and Allie just going at each other, and you had your own kind of like personal stuff. And I just thought, well, fuck it, let's just get in there. And then my first ever track came on Jammy Reacts. And I think it just kind of go from there. But I feel like that was probably the weirdest because of the context, I guess, because everybody, it was so, you guys, I just did a couple of tier list videos. You guys were in the midst of it. And then out of the blue, boom, here's Jammy Reacts making a song. And it just doesn't make sense. And everybody's like, what? You know what I mean? This guy was making tier list videos and now he's making music. What? You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of probably the weirdest thing in terms of context, for sure.
Yeah. Is clout more important than talent today?
No. I think talent is way more important, and talent builds clout. Because if you've got no talent, then people will remind you of that all the time. Unfortunately, some people will still have clout if they're born into a clout environment. Some people with famous parents, famous friends, famous groups, whatever it is, unfortunately get clout with no talent. But talent builds clout. And you think some of the biggest names in rap and music in general, when you think pop, most people will think like, what's his name, Ed Sheeran, people like that. If you think rap, people think like Eminem, people like that. It's just like these people are fucking mega talented voices, and if you were to listen to 1,000 tracks, you'd be able to pick out their voice from one. Those people are talented, and that's why they've got the backing of clout behind them. And I think that is understandable, and I think that's how it should be.
Do you feel pressure to be an influencer?
I don't think I feel pressure as such. I think it ties into what I was saying earlier. I think being an influencer is a pro of doing your hobby. If you enjoy rap music, if you enjoy producing whatever it is. If you're like a video content creator, if you're a social media guy, you should be doing it because you enjoy doing it. And then if people also enjoy what you're doing, then that's where you become what I classify as an influencer. But it should be all about doing it for the love before you go on that road.
Right. How important is content for producers?
How important is content for producers? I think it's relatively relevant. I mean, when you think about every song that was made in this Alley saga, that is content that people are rapping about. So I suppose it is quite relevant because I think if there's like a new development in something, say if you've got beat, I mean, like look at you and Alley. You guys find out something new about each other, good chance it's gonna be said in your next rap. And I think diss tracks and raps in general get boring if people rap about the same shit all the time. You know, it's like, you know, okay, it's like with Ali, you know, at the start, I know you don't rate his music, but you know, it's like at the start, he was making raps about your channel and like stuff like that. Then he started insulting you and your appearance. Now recently he's writing tracks that he's talking about your court case and personal stuff in your life. And I think, I suppose, I know like some of it's under the belt and stuff like that, but when people add content layers to their music, if you think Ali, when you think about how many tracks you guys have done, and I don't know how many Ali's done, but say like for this argument's sake, he did 5 or 6 tracks, and right the way through, he's just gone, Caleb is this, and his channel shit, and he's done this for like 6 videos. People are gonna get so bored of that, you know what I mean? People are gonna be like, this is so trash. So I think content is relevant in terms of developing music because I think you could start somewhere at the seed, but to watch that plant grow, if you're gonna do music about the same kind of topic, then you're gonna have to have content creation to add layers to what you're talking about. So I think totally relevant depending on the topic.
Right. What is better? Like YouTube shorts or like short video content or long form content?
I think it depends on the situation because I'm a sucker for both. I mean, you know, I think if we're talking as an audience, I think short content is getting more relevant because people have shorter attention spans and they are all about scrolling through endless videos and just listening to endless videos. And I think that's becoming more relevant within an audience today. But for me personally, I think I like a longer video with context. I think it depends what it is. If I want to find out information about something fast, then I will probably watch a short. But if I'm interested in a podcast of 2 people or 2 intellectuals exchanging information or a topic that I'm interested in, I'll sit through the whole 2 hours of that motherfucker because I'm interested. You know what I mean? So I think both are relevant. I think shorts are becoming more relevant with a younger audience, but I think lengthy ones should still be relevant because they cover topics. It's like in this podcast, you never get this in a short. We've covered so much relevance. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, the best way to promote like your videos is through shorts. Like make a little short little snippet of it, like saying like, "What's up, everyone?" Like, "Top Trader Reloaded here," just for you to let you know that this react is now on the channel. Please tap in to watch if you haven't already. Stuff like that.
I totally agree. I think with shorts, it's the best way to promote at the moment because of the amount of people that are scrolling. I think there's more of a chance that your video gets interaction if, you know, you're promoting it through shorts. Absolutely, I completely agree. But yeah, I think longer videos are still super relevant because I think like podcasts are super important. I think shows, films, TV shows, anything that requires a bit of length. I mean, people should be gaming videos. I mean, shit like that. You know what I mean? Shorts should be used as a way to promote watching the longer videos. I think shorts are taking over the world.
Right. What do you think about TikTok? Has TikTok changed the music quality at all?
I think it has in some sense because of the amount of people that interact with TikTok in general. We're talking about a young audience, and I think people, even though they add layers of reverb and slow down songs and stuff, you think most of these songs are going in edits. Most of these songs are going in dance videos or whatever they doing on TikTok. It's like, it's a good way to promote music because, it's like TikTok users blow up over a trend or over something they've done on TikTok. And people find a love in doing this music because they start remixing that video, doing that trend themselves and all that stuff. All of a sudden, all these people are utilizing that sound, and then it gets famous, and then everybody knows it. Whether you like that song or you hate it, everybody now knows that song. So I think in some sense, it's a great promotional tool if it gets out there. You know what I mean? And, the whole world is going to end up eventually listening to your song if some TikTok user uses it and makes it famous. So I think absolutely promotional.
Yeah. Do you think producers should producers show their face, is basically what I'm saying?
I think it depends on the situation. I think if take a look at Kanye. He's got a lot of controversial topics, and I think there's probably producers that make a lot of money off Kanye, but don't want to be directly associated with helping to produce his music. You know what I mean? Because it's now to do with Hitler and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's controversial shit. So I don't know. I think it depends on the thing. But I think also if you're a major music producer, I think a lot of people try to keep it a little bit under the hood because you end up being like, Dr. Dre, hugely successful, but the dude is doing favors for everybody all of the time, making music for people, between Coasts and fucking, Snoop Dogg, all these different people he's making music for because, they know he's a great music producer and that you're literally called up to do everything. So I think, it depends how your approach is to it. If you want to be a major producer and you want to do jobs for everybody and you want to make a shit ton of money, yeah, go for it if that's your love for music. But I think it depends on the topic, depends on the context, depends on who you're doing it for, depends on their views, just to avoid it politically. Depends on your own personal image. If you're producing music for somebody who's a rapper but they're largely controversial and they could get themselves in trouble, I think that's where you could also look at it and be like, probably not a good idea that I attach my name to theirs because the minute they go down a slump, then so do I. So it's kind of like, I don't know, if you want your independence and to make money and to make success off somebody without directly labeling your connection with them, I think that would be a smart approach.
Right. And you're familiar with YouTube. Well, how do you grow on YouTube in 2026? For anybody watching out there who has never done YouTube before, how do you grow on YouTube?
I think the biggest promotional tool for your channel is three things. I think YouTube Shorts, number one, massively. And I think I'd partner YouTube Shorts with anything that is a short because it's a great promotional tool for your channel. Number two, finding relevant hashtags for your channel. Anything that's relevantly associated with your video and you can put as a hashtag just to get your video out there because people look at topics under tags and will have suggestions of shorts that will come up on tags and they will eventually find your content, your videos if you keep promoting it through shorts and through tags, and your relevant content will come up and those people will scroll through, they'll see your video whether they like it or not, and some people will find it interesting, some people won't. That's just the YouTube game. I think the other thing is dedication, hard work, sticking at your guns because people will make content, see no growth and quit. And those people should be making videos for the love of making videos, making content instead of focusing on numbers. Numbers is a bonus. Everybody wants to see success for their channel if they're content creating. But the only way you're going to do that is by being consistent. And people can be consistent easily these days. I'd say a fourth promotional tool I would use, which is hugely influential these days, before making a YouTube channel, is making a Twitch channel and streaming. Or just even if you're a YouTube person, stream on YouTube all the time. Streaming on YouTube, streaming on Twitch, people will eventually come to watch your videos. If it's fun and it's interactive, people will stay. Do you know what I mean? And that's how you build channels. You stream for a long time, people will do shit like 24-hour streams, talking, playing games, all that stuff, that is the way to go. People will only find your content if you is fucking online all the time. So stream shorts, all that stuff, dedication, hard work, success. That's the only way you're gonna get success. Right, brother. So I'm gonna say probably I got time for like one more question if that's cool with you, because then I'm gonna have to probably wrap it up. But what do you think?
I actually had like two of them. Because okay, where is that now? Is the music industry rigged? What do you think on that?
Is the music industry rigged? I think to an extent it can be considered rigged in terms of fan bases, because I think a powerful tool that manipulates the minds of people these days is social media. And I think you could say rigging involved in terms of social media and opinion on music. I mean, you look at the Kendrick beef with Drake, and I think a lot of people say shit on 4chan or fucking Instagrams, motherfucker. They just post shit, Reddit, whatever it is. And they saying, oh man, like this guy got cooked. And then you getting all these upvotes and people that are just dick riding. And I'd say maybe 60 to 70% of these people haven't even heard the song. They're just saying, oh yeah, he got cooked, I agree. And then anybody that talks about the beef are like, oh yeah, this motherfucker cooking and this guy better, because I heard it online, this guy better. That's bullshit, man, you know what I mean? I think people should be able to have their own judgments and their own opinion of music like they did back in the 80s and 90s, where social media wasn't a massive thing. We had fucking chat rooms, you know what I mean? In the fucking 80s and 90s. Not that I was alive in the 80s and 90s, but you know, it was chat rooms, and that's how it should be. People will go to concerts and making their own mind up. Holy shit, this guy's an artist. I like this. This guy can rap music. I like this music. And that's what they should be thinking is, oh shit, that guy can rap music. I respect that. That's motherfucking cool. And I just think like, I don't know, that's where I think a lot of rigging comes in now into the music industry. People just do it off of social media influence and opinion. And I think that's bullshit. You should be able to make your own opinion.
Right. Yeah. So do you have a final message to the creators watching before I let someone else just quickly say one thing?
I think my final message for people, if you are a content creator or a music creator or whatever, I'm going to label you as a creator, because you can be a creator of anything in life. If you like to create and you're passionate about it, don't ever quit, because you should be doing it for the love of doing it. If you love to make music, then do it because you love to do it. And if you love to do whatever it is, content create, you're only ever going to get big in life if you stop comparing yourself to the big dogs. Get down on the grit and work hard. You don't have to work hard enough where you don't enjoy it. You should be working for the love, but it's dedication at the end of the day. You should be carrying out your passion, your love for this topic, this genre of content. Stick at it and never give up, because you will never get big if you give up.
Right on. You're exactly right on that. We have someone who wants to make a surprise appearance real quick. Just say one thing. I will get a red on the link.
Okay, man.
Right here. Alright, you are now on speaker. Say what you would like to say.
I'm sorry, man. I can't hear what's going on right now.
Never mind. So I guess that we will just call it there. She got scared.
Awesome, man.
Remember, we always do reacts. We may try to do some collabs with some other people here in the near future. I will keep everything going. I will definitely let you know about the new channel if I do make it.
For sure, man. For sure. And I think, like you said, thanks for having me on this podcast. I look forward to, if you'd be up for it in the distant future, definitely doing another one. And another thing to think about, maybe get some of the comments involved and see what they say. Obviously, I mentioned to you behind the scenes that I know a certain guy who's big on podcasts, really asks deep questions, and he's really interested in sitting down with you and Ali. And instead of letting you guys maul into each other and have an attack, he'd like to sit down with you guys and ask you some real genuine questions and have it produced properly. 'Cause I mean, the last one, I mean, it was great for the fan base because they would have loved the last one in terms of the battles you guys had. But I mean, it would be really interesting to sit down and have an insightful conversation rather than a fighting conversation. So, I mean, obviously, I know you said you're going to think about it, but I'd be really interested from an outsider to see what the comments say as well, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro, thanks very much for having me.
It was great to have you on this very first podcast. We already know we're going to be
Absolutely,
doing it
bro.
again.
Hell yeah, I'm looking forward to sitting down, having a chat with you anytime, bro. You know, you can reach out to me and we could get this shit rolling anytime. But yeah, man, thanks very much for the questions. Thanks very much for the respect you've shown me since I've been on here. And thanks very much for having me on, man. It's been a pleasure. And I will speak to you soon, man. And take care, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.